Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back! Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere! Boost! Oh, I did! Every time I do this, I always feel like I'm in Flags in high school. Remember that? Oh my god, I did it again! I should have been in Flags in high school. The album! Dad. Yeah. Can you imagine Peter in high school in Flags? You're like, yes, we can. The album, Dad. AF. Rock on! Peace. I'm getting really good at this. Woman! How are you guys doing today? Happy Monday. Oh my God, the start of another week. New week, new drama. Well, new week, lingering drama from last week. We're gonna talk about Gabby Hanna and Trisha Paytas again. It just will. What's that song from the movie Rent, or the play Rent? I never saw it, I don't like musicals. The sun will come out tomorrow. I really doubt, there's only like 4, I don't know, maybe 5, I don't know, 6, okay, L-A-H-O-M-A, Oklahoma, okay. When you know the notes to sing. There's only like 6 musicals that I like. But anyway, what's that song? 575,600 minutes. That's how long I feel like I've been covering this Gabby Hanna drama. And she has a 12-part series coming out. And when I'm done covering this, I'll have a 12-part series on Gabby Hanna. So anyway, let's get into today's video. Oh my Lord, I'm in such a great mood today. Let's put on a little bit of lip gloss. It is like 75, I didn't know I was gonna say 79, 75. It does kind of come across as a little white on there, doesn't it? It reminds me of this color that my mom used to always wear when I was growing up, and it was called Salmon Ice by Clinique. She wore it for like 30 years. Anyway, it's like 75 degrees outside. I just went and reviewed the Starbucks Raspberry Mojito, so go check that out on my review channel. I've been painting my nails on my Peter Does Stuff channel. I'm just having so much fun. I've been vlogging. Listen, I just finished the book for Peter's Book Club for the month of April, and that is Central Park by Guillaume Musso. I have never been so worn out by a book in my entire life. This book put me through the ringer. It was such a fantastic book. So you still have a couple days to finish it. You can pick it up at Target, not sponsored, but that's where I found it. I listened to the Audible version of it. And on somewhere between May 1st and May 5th, I will be announcing the May book for Peter's Book Club. I'm doing all of that on my Instagram. So anyway, all right. I got a lot going on. I got 2 book clubs, I got a booktube channel, I got a drama channel, I got a vlog channel, I got a mini vlog channel, which is Peter Does Stuff. I got my Peterson's channel where I'm reading meditations, and I got, what else? A review channel. I got things going. I'm busy, okay? I gotta feed my dogs, take them outside, and then I gotta make love to my husband. Listen, I'm a busy, busy person, okay? I don't know about y'all. So anyway, today we're going to talk about the Gabby Hanna and the Trisha Paytas drama. But before I do, I want to give a couple birthday shout-outs. The first birthday shout-out is to Evelyn, who said that it is... Oh, she wants a birthday shout-out for her bestie. I think it's Ashley, maybe. Can you make that happen? So, Ashley, happy birthday. And oh, here's another Ashley. Maybe it's the same one. I don't know these things, okay? So anyway, she said, my birthday is tomorrow, April 26th, which is today. She's turning 28 and would absolutely love if I could get a birthday shout out from you. I love you so much. I watch you every day. So thank you, Ashley, and I hope you're having an amazing birthday. Then Neely reached out to me and said, my best friend Maddie is having a birthday on Tuesday the 27th. We love watching your videos together. Happy birthday, Maddie. I want you to know your friend Neely, she tweeted it to me, not once, but twice, and direct messaged me. And then Sam reached out to me and said, hey, Peter, can I get a birthday shout out tomorrow the 26th? So happy birthday, Sam. I hope you're having the most amazing birthday ever. Last time I wore this, it's the Moon shade by Lunar Beauty. Somebody said, what is white on Peter's lips? It does look so white, doesn't it? But anyway, all right, let's get into this. Now, a lot has occurred since my last video that I made about Gabby Hanna and Trisha Paytas yesterday. In fact, I had made it, and then I was going to post it, but it was getting so late by the time that it was going to be up on YouTube that I just waited to post it yesterday. And so in the interim, like, so much happened. So many tweets happened, blah, blah, blah. And then today, well, I guess early this morning, Dennis from Duff Noodles, he posted a clip from my last video on his Twitter about, here, I will read you what he said. A little clip. It's a good picture of me, too. A little video over here with my pretty little shirt on. It says, wait a minute. Peter Monn, and there are so many allegedlys in this. Peter Monn alleges that Gabbie Hanna allegedly told him that Shane Dawson allegedly told her that Jeffree Star allegedly still uses racist language in everyday conversation. Peter adds he hopes Gabbie includes that in a series she's working on. And there was a lot of speculation in here. Most people were like, I believe Peter, I believe Peter, I believe. There's nothing to believe. She told me that, okay? So it's either Gabbie made it up and it's not true, or it is true, but one way or the other, Gabbie has never addressed it. And I have been talking about this for over a year on my channel, so this is nothing new, but Dennis, I appreciate you putting the tweet up over there as well. So yeah, I mean, this is my thing, okay? And I was kind of thinking about this when I was coming home from Starbucks with my coffee, about like putting this in the video again and saying something about it. Let me kind of tell you what my issue is with it, right? Is that Gabbie calls all these people out on YouTube, right? But she doesn't, her disguise is, I'm calling them out because they're not good people. Or I'm calling them out because I want people to know the truth of how these people really are, right? Well, if you're doing that because you personally feel wronged, you personally feel like victimized, right? Then that's just coming from one person's point of view, okay? But if you are going to talk about all of the negativity that you have seen on YouTube through the years, of which I'm sure she has been privy to much, okay? Here is just one example of what she told me about. Then I don't understand why she isn't calling out all of the BS on YouTube. Like, not just what has affected her personally, but all of it. I mean, if you're going to be a right fighter, be a right fighter. You know what I mean? Like, really call out the BS on YouTube. And maybe that's what she's going to do. Maybe that's what this 12-part series is going to be. I can't imagine her lighting that fire, and I'll tell you why. Because whatever occurred in the hour-long part of the podcast before they started rolling the camera with Trisha Paytas, I don't know what happened in that podcast before you got to see the podcast of what really occurred. But it makes me wonder what that conversation was that Gabbie Hanna did not want for people to be able to witness, because I think that Gabbie still wants people to think that she's not talking about certain people. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. She knows that I have, like, made this statement in my videos. I reached out to her directly and asked her about it. So, I'm very confused at this point. Okay, so anyway, let's get into what happened. You guys are going to have to bear with me. I have so many receipts, okay, from the last 24 to 48 hours. Oh, this is all these people talking to me about my nail polish, of which I bought all the wrong nail polishes. I bought gels. I didn't know that. Oh, here's the bag I like. Here's pictures of my dogs. Okay. So anyway, there was like this TikTok that went out, okay? And on it, Gabbie Hanna posted, hey girlie, love your confidence, but singing isn't for everyone, or something like that, okay? And Gabbie Hanna retweeted this, and she said, Fishy is upset I called her untalented. This you? And she said it to Trisha Paytas. Now, what's interesting to me about this is, okay, is that Gabbie Hanna had Trisha Paytas on her podcast to mend fences, okay? That's what I thought. Am I delusional? I'm very, very confused about this, okay? And this is kind of the hypocrisy of Gabbie Hanna that I don't know that Gabbie Hanna even sees, okay? Because she's always saying, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, and right. And when you always think you're right, you're going to think that everybody else is thinking that you're wrong. And now the thing that she's saying is, it's always Gabbie's wrong, Gabbie's the person that's in the wrong, Gabbie's the person in the wrong. Well, when you only see things from your perspective, you don't step outside of it. You know, I talk a lot about being in recovery, okay? When we do inventory in recovery, we take a look at the resentment or the situation or the person or the place that we're angry at. A resentment is an unfulfilled expectation, okay? So it's when somebody didn't act the way that you wish they did, okay? And then you look at how that has affected you. Your ego, your pride, whatever, your self-esteem, things like that. And then what areas of your life has it affected? Has it affected your pocketbook? Has it affected your reputation? What areas of your life? Then in the fourth column, you look at what is my part in that, right? Because we can't control anybody else. Gabbie Hanna is the epitome of a finger pointer, okay? She is wanting to constantly point fingers at everybody else without ever taking a look at what her part is in any of this, you know? When I look at all of this, of everybody's done me wrong, everybody's done me wrong, everybody's done me wrong, unlike Trisha Paytas, who has recently started to do some of this, I haven't witnessed Gabbie Hanna say, yeah, I did do this, or yeah, this is my part, or yeah, this is my part. I didn't even really witness that on the podcast, okay? So then we have this podcast where Gabbie Hanna has Trisha Paytas on so that they can kind of mend fences. I said in my review of the podcast, it seemed to me towards the end of the video that Trisha was very uncomfortable. Like, get me the hell out of here. I'm ready to go home. I did what you asked me to do. I'm trying to play nice. Now let me go, okay? And now, here we go. Here we come. This is all happening again, okay? Trisha and Gabby are going at each other, which to me says that's exactly what was going on, okay? Was that Trisha was uncomfortable. She knew it was fake and phony, and that she was seeing the real Gabby come through at the end of this, and she's like, okay, I tried to do this. I tried to play nice. I came on your podcast to be cool, and this is just getting real uncomfortable. Because if you watch the end of the podcast, Gabby included 2 jump cuts where it's like they took a break. I mean, they took a break 5 minutes before the podcast was over. And I'm like, you took a break because you didn't want Trisha, defending themselves. You didn't. You wanted to sit there and have it look a certain way, right? I hate the word narrative, so I'm trying not to use that. But she wanted to control the narrative. That's really basically what that podcast was about, right? So here we are again, weeks later, and everybody's like, is she drumming this up for this? Is she drumming this for that? I'm not entirely sure, and I could be wrong, that Gabby drummed this up for this series, okay? I'm wondering if she's sitting here and she's going through all this and she's calling people out because she felt like, hey, it's my time. I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to defend myself. And then all of a sudden, she was like, I'm going to do a 12-part series. This is a great 12-part series because it doesn't, unless this is so calculated and Gabby is so smart, that this is all marketing for her series. Because like I said the other day, I'm not interested in a 12-part series from Gabby Hanna. Okay? Until all this happens. And then I'm like, oh, well, what does she have to say? Then all of a sudden, I really am kind of interested in that, And the thing is that I don't know that I think that the Gabby Hanna true fans and stans are really that interested in a 12-part series from Gabby Hanna defending herself either. I think they're more interested in the music and the poetry and the life and the storytelling of Gabby Hanna, right? So, and the other thing is I'm kind of confused about is in a video clip that I showed the other day, and no, I am not, going to include 20 minutes of Gabby Hanna video clips again. It's kind of interesting. In the last 12 hours, she's gone rather silent. And the last thing that she posted was something like docuseries coming soon. And I think she's just going to be quiet on social media for a while. It's like she caused all this kind of stuff, and it's quiet. And then she wants people to wonder what's going on. And I'm sure behind the scenes, she's like, they're wondering. They're wondering. They're wondering when the docuseries is coming out. Girl, ain't nobody that interested, okay? I wish I was pulling 100,000 views of video talking about you, but that's just not the case, okay? So anyway, if you go in here, I'm just going to read you guys some of these things I see. Somebody said, anytime I see a hateful TikTok towards you, Trisha usually has commented. And then someone said, they're showing the screenshots or something, and Gabby said, Trisha was right. She didn't technically invite me to Thanksgiving. She says, we should have just eaten together instead of her other plans. The woman who claims she never knew me, I'm delusional. I imagined a friendship. Happy Thanksgiving. Thankful to be finally sharing this. And then she comes out and she shows the screenshots where this conversation between them, okay? Now, yet again, here's the hypocrisy of Gabby Hanna. Gabby Hanna just came out in an Instagram story, which I showed 2 videos ago, okay? Where she was coming for Oscar Wilde because he was showing DMs, and she goes, who does that? Who does that? She's laughing at the camera, okay? It is so condescending and patronizing towards Oscar Wilde. You do that, Gabby. You want to know who does that? You do that. You're doing it all over your Twitter, girl. I don't understand how she doesn't see this. It's well, all the rules that apply to you don't apply to me, okay? And I'm going to say this. I can't imagine, I mean, I have heard this from this person and this person and this person. People are we've just seen this recently. People coming out and talking about Gabby Hanna and Hollywood and the YouTube community and stuff like that. I think Gabby Hanna is difficult. I just think, I can't imagine, all of this. And this is where I worry about her because, and she said, don't worry about her. She's come out in numerous Instagram stories and say, don't worry about her. She's healthy. She's doing completely fine. I hope she is, okay? But this is where if Gabby Hanna was my close friend, I would say, girl, put the phone down, okay? Seriously? This has gone too far. No. What are you trying to prove, okay? You're not proving anything that matters. It doesn't. At the end of the day, put your head on the pillow and know that you did a good job being you today. Be great. That's what I've been saying. Just be great, Gabby. You don't have to prove everybody wrong. It becomes so exhausting in this world when you're constantly trying to prove somebody wrong, For years, I spent so much time telling on other people. We always want to tell on somebody else. If you knew what this person had done to me, if you knew what this person, how they had treated me, if you knew what this person said to me, if you just knew, then you would know that I was right and how I felt was justified. It's a waste of time. I'm spending all this time spinning my wheels talking about all these people over here that 20 years down the road, I'm not going to care what they're going through anyway. I could be spending that time focusing on myself, working on myself being the best human being I could be. I don't know why she doesn't want to do that, okay? She wants to tell on somebody. That's what this is. This is very simple 5th grade crap to me, okay? This is Gabbie Hanna wanting to tell on somebody and prove that she's right, because she keeps on saying that. You know, I proved it. I proved it. Well, if you proved it, then shut your mouth and stop tweeting stuff out. Angelica Oles tweeted out to her something. I have the tweet in here. She said something about being silenced, and Angelica said, you sure do tweet a lot for somebody that feels silenced. I agree with that statement. Okay, so then she shows this screenshot between Trisha and Gabby about going to Joey Graceffa's surprise party or whatever. So anyway, and then it goes in, and then Gabby says, for 2 years now, Trisha has been telling people I'm delusional and I imagined a friendship. I'm not misusing the word gaslighting. Trisha, babe, I'm tired of the internet not knowing we were friends. LOL. It's like she's like joking now, like, right? We weren't really friends. And then somebody said, people mad Gabby was bullying people, but chose to fight back with actually bullying her. Ironic, isn't it? Then she shows a clip from the podcast that Deaf Noodles put on here where it says, Gabbie Hanna says in podcast with Trisha Paytas, that people who are toxic and berate others online should face repercussions. Gabby adds, mental health is not an excuse to berate people. And Gabby says, oh, I'm not using mental health as an excuse to berate Trisha. I'm just returning her energy and exposing her lies. I don't believe I saw anyone cover any of the videos, tweets, comments she's made about me since the podcast documentary coming soon. Well, I have. At one point, I did. So then she goes on here and she says, just came to my attention, because she's getting called out left and right about all this. Trish is now they, them. Last I saw, they were she, they. Okay. They have me blocked on everything. I don't speak to them and I don't watch their content. So no, I'm not a transphobe. I just don't know every detail of her life their way they know every detail of mine. Realize I used she, her in the last tweet. Not intentional. I just have ADHD. And a lot of times I make careless mistakes because part of ADHD is disordered executive function. Here's a correction. So, okay. So she's correcting herself because Trisha has stated that they prefer they, them pronouns. Okay? All right, great. But the fact that Gabby says that she doesn't pay attention to Trisha and her content or whatever, but then she is constantly commenting on Trisha's stuff is like, Trisha may be ate up with you, I don't know, but you're just as ate up with Trisha as Trisha is with you. So let's just call it how it is. I mean, that's just the reality of it right there, okay? Then she goes on, because now people are calling her out, you know, stop using ADHD as an excuse for everything. And she said, this is actually very ableist against the neurodivergent community. I'm explaining, and now, and I'm just going to tell you, this is an sorry. An SHI Toots show like none other, okay? Because she has now become the spokesperson for the neurodivergent community, of which I don't really know much about, okay? And she is, like, they go in on her, okay? Like, they go in. And so she says in here, this is actually very ableist against the neurodivergent community. I'm explaining a very trivialized neurological disorder. I hope that you and others take the time to listen, learn, and educate yourself on neurodivergency before telling me how to behave. We all have learning to do, okay? And then people literally, I mean, someone says, please, I suffer ADHD too, and I know how it feels for people to not understand that we make mistakes and it's not on purpose. We just don't realize and take time. And so it goes on and on and on. I got so many comments from people that are like, I'm part of the neurodivergent community, and I'm really, really offended by what Gabby said. So anyway, and people go in here and they're saying a bunch of stuff. Okay. Oh, shoot. I got out of... Ooh, so many screenshots, so little time. Okay. So then she goes on and she says, but don't worry, I cover that in episode 5. Okay? I don't know what that is. So then Spill Sash said, just because someone acts like your friend doesn't mean they actually are. The concept is not hard to grasp. And Gabby said, she literally said, I'm tired of the internet not knowing we are friends. You're very intentionally misrepresenting the situation. I can't help that Trisha is a fake, two-faced bitch. Okay. So we've now resorted to name calling yet again, okay? Because this is what Gabby does. She calls people names. She pretended to be my friend for years, and thus I believed we were friends. And then it goes on, and somebody, okay, this is very interesting because she's been calling a lot of people out for misogyny. And so she tweeted something out, and this Michael Ian Black, who I don't know who that person is, but it must be somebody famous because they have a blue check mark, said she stole this line from Todd Barry. And she said, actually, I was inspired by Elijah Daniel, always telling people he's going to F their dad, and also referencing a rumor that I tried to F my best friend's boyfriend. Loved you since the state. I'd love to see the bit from Todd Barry. He sounds funny. Link me. Okay? And where is this part that I wanted to read to you? Because it's interesting. Somebody says on there about, oh, here it was. So then Todd Barry, who they said you stole the line from Todd Barry, says Michael was joking to her, okay? Like calling her out. It was like sarcasm, Gabby, sarcasm. It was sarcasm, Gabby, get over it. And she says, I couldn't tell because I get accused of really off-the-wall SHI every few minutes, including stealing content. Thanks for clearing it up. I'm looking forward to your stuff. And somebody responds and says, why can you have a simple conversation with men like this, but with women, they're effing bees and narcissistic abusers? I think it's very, very interesting that she said that. So, interesting thing. Then it goes on, and somebody said, sis, your timing for fighting Trish could not be worse. No one will take side with your petty battles. Gabby said, I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to tell my truth. The one I've kept for years to protect others before I go. I don't care to be believed. I don't care to be liked. I just want to be able to speak for once, and then I'm gone. Of which, that's where Angelica Oles said, for someone who says they're being silent, you sure do tweet a lot. And it just goes on and on and on and on. And then I looked into this whole neurodivergent community because I wanted to know a lot about it, and all this kind of stuff. And then here are some comments that I got on my video. Someone said, in my opinion, and everybody has one, but I think she should take a nice long break from social media. And someone said, so she's drumming up drama for the next project. God, these people are so transparent. Pictures of my dogs, pictures of socks I want, books I want. Okay. Then, and what's so interesting about this was, through all of this, Trisha Paytas didn't say anything, okay? She was talking about a pretzel on her Twitter or something like that she had reviewed. Then Trisha Paytas comes out on TikTok today, okay? And she makes these two TikToks, and I'm not going to show them to you, but the first one is to anyone holding on to text messages and DMs from 5 years ago, okay? And it's real funny. And then the next one, she says in here, when you send someone friendly text 5 years ago, so they use that as proof that you're best friends. But then 4 years ago, they spread a rumor you have incurable STDs. So you make a video telling them you don't like them. But they have texts from 2016 that they won't let go of to prove. And she's like, question mark, question mark, question mark. I mean, Gabby Hanna is, if nothing else, exhausting for me to cover on this channel. And I'm covering it because people are like, why are you continuing to talk about Gabby Hanna? Like, I got some messages from people, and they're like, if you, oh, here it is. I just found one in a comment. Somebody said, why does all the drama channels have to give Gabby Hanna any air? Everyone talks about Gabby Hanna needs to unplug, but I would bet if influencers didn't say her name for 48 hours, bet she might calm down. No, she wouldn't. She'd be even louder because she wasn't getting the attention that she wanted. Period. That's what attention-seeking people do, okay? That if they don't get what they want, it's louder and louder and louder. And I'm a drama channel, so I'm going to cover the drama, and this is what's going on. I don't know. It's like, at this point, it's like all these fans and stans of Gabby's are saying that they're worried about her, but Gabby's coming out and saying, I'm completely fine. I'm just standing up for myself, and I'm done being bullied, and I have a 12-part series coming out, and yes, this is for a 12-part series. No, this isn't for a 12-part series. This is just to prove myself. I proved myself, but then I'm going to keep on tweeting. This is this. Don't show receipts, show receipts. I'm so confused by all of it, okay? I don't know. It almost feels like something else that has nothing to do with this, because if you look at this whole situation, okay, this whole situation, and Gabby said it herself, started over a week ago with Rachel Oates, okay, who had made videos about her a long time ago and had put this book out, which, in defense of Gabby, I said, that would hurt my feelings too, okay? So she starts coming for Rachel Oates, defending herself, standing up for herself. So she's going to stand up. I'm not going to be, whatever. I'm going to defend myself, okay? But then it goes to other people. It goes to Angelica Oles. Now it's to Trisha Paytas. She has come for several different people, right? And so it doesn't really seem like Gabby's anger or her resentment or whatever this is all about, in which she'd say, I'm not angry, I'm not resentful. Okay, girl, well, that's what this looks like, okay? This defensive behavior of you're needing to prove yourself to somebody. Listen, when you're good enough, you don't need to prove yourself to anybody else, okay? And so this need to just continue to go in and stir this stuff up, unless this is her new brand. I hate that term with YouTubers. Unless this is Gabbie Hanna's brand, is I'm just gonna come for anybody that comes for me, which is such a kind of sad look, you know? Like, people that truly have really, you know, incredible confidence, of which I've worked on that all my life. I don't have that. I aspire to have that, right? But people that have really, truly incredible confidence, they know they know their value. They don't have to prove their value to anybody else. And they're not cocky about it, and they're not arrogant about it, and they're not defensive, and they're not fighting about it, you know? And there's a time and a place, I think, to stand up and defend yourself. Like I said on here previously, you know, a couple videos ago, I said that there was a time that I didn't defend myself, and that it was a bad error in judgment, you know? And in the future, I will be doing that. But not all the time. Why do you want to do that all the time? Why do you want that to be your brand or who you are, you know? And isn't it just emotionally exhausting? It's emotionally exhausting for me to even talk about this, because I can't even follow it enough to be constantly tweeting out and thinking up the next Instagram story and being like this, and oh my God, and oh my God, and then blah, blah, blah. And then all this, it's a lot. It is a lot, you know? And it's like, okay, if this is all for a 12-part series, I hope this is the most bomb 12-part series that anybody has ever put out. Honestly, I mean that, okay? Because I think, like, and so many people are just over Gabbie. I don't think that she's really realized that by doing this, and it's not because of people's love for Trisha Paytas all over again, or this, you know, that she's redeeming her, or that they're redeeming themselves. It's not about that. It's not about people looking at this and saying that Gabbie can't take critiques. It's about all of it. It's about all of it, and people looking at it and going, I don't know anymore. Like, is this a game? Is this not a game? Is this real? Like, I can't follow it anymore. And so people don't know what to do that are stans and fans of Gabbie's. And I'm starting to see more and more people be like, I can't support this. Like, I can't, this is not fun for me to watch. I think people forget that at the end of the day, people come to YouTube for fun. They come to YouTube to escape. At the end of their work day, when they're laying in bed with their husband or their girlfriend or whatever, that they're sitting there watching YouTube to escape or to learn something, how to do something, you know? Most people aren't getting on, and in all honesty, that was where Shane Dawson's series, like, they pulled people in, like Shane and Jeffrey, pulled people in, talking about, like, there was mystery to it that he never showed, okay? But there was mysterious music, and there was jump cuts and this, right? So it was entertaining, it had an entertaining value to it. If Gabbie's just gonna get in a 12-part series and prove that everybody hates her and that she's right, okay. Gabbie, here, let me save you a lot of trouble, okay? You're right. If you want to be right, just be right, okay? Just be right. And be great. And enjoy your life. Me, I'd rather be happy than right. I don't need to be right all the time. I just want to be happy. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.